Let's welcome Wilson.
Just a few months ago, I was actually looking for a job, an internship basically, and I actually got to this company.
And they had me to fill out 3 different forms before I could be able to get in. So I just started filling with all the 3 forms. And I calculated that in total I got about an hour to fill out all the 3 forms, and which in other words is 20 minutes per form. So today I'm going to talk about what exactly performing means to me and why I love to perform. So just before anything starts, I'm going to split the word perform into 7 different words. But just before that, I want to ask you a question. Any one of you, if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend here, could you raise your hand right now? No? All right, anyways, I want you to keep this in mind because later on I'm going to teach you this something that is going to come in handy sometime. All right, so anyone would like to have a guess about all these 7 words? If not, I'm just going to show you. Pig, elephant, rat, fox, octopus, rabbit, and monkey. And so what I want you to do right now is this. All right, I'm going to stand over here. And then what I want you to do is I want you to look closely on this slide. And after about like 5 seconds, I'm going to ask you a question. So I'm going to count down right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, what's missing? Monkey. Right. So it seems to you like most of you, the only thing that you do care about is the monkey. Whereas if you look closely enough at the background, there's actually an I on the second page. Whereas on the first page, there's this UI. So what does that mean? It's called I miss you. So, right, you gotta take this. It's going to come in handy sometimes. So lesson 1, you have to stay hungry and curious. So most of the time, before you perform, when you're preparing for what exactly you're going to perform, you have to look for some materials that you're going to bring up stage. And the thing that I want you to do is to stay hungry and curious. All right. All right. And so, actually, becoming a performer on stage, and you got to face a lot of different fears. But today, I'm going to talk about my biggest fear. So I'm not going to just talk directly about what exactly that is. I'm going to bring you into this scenario so that you can have a better understanding on what exactly my biggest fear. Usually when I talk on stage and giving jokes. So I'm going to talk about that fear. Right. So imagine that it's already 9 a.m. in the morning. You're still at home. You just wake up, and then you happen to have this course that starts at 9 a.m. in the morning. Which basically that means you're late for school right now. So you rush to the bus stop, then just at the time you arrive at the bus stop, the bus had left. So what is this scenario called? It's called, you didn't get it. Like you right now. Gosh. So lesson 2, laugh as much as you could, all right? Please promise me to do that, otherwise I'm not supposed to continue doing this. Becoming a performer on stage, before that you have to laugh as much as you could. The only thing that you're supposed to convince yourself that you're going to make the audiences laugh is by first laughing yourself. All right. So next on we're going to talk about control. But just before I talk directly about what exactly control means, I want to do a little magic trick. All right. I'm gonna need 2 volunteers right now. You raise your hand. Come on. Yeah, you, Murphy? Who else?
Good.
Can I have your name?
Sandy.
Sandy?
Yeah, Sandy.
Okay. I need both of you to stand up right now. Yeah? And then I want you to slowly turn around to let everyone see you. Slowly turn around. Yeah. All right, thank you. Please give them a big hand. You guys can see right now. See, that's controlling, right? That's controlling. My third lesson is about you can control anything when you're on stage. Basically, like what I just did. But as a performer, you're supposed to control anything. All right, and confidence. All right, again, I'm not going to just talk directly. I'm going to demonstrate something to you. All right, I have a bell over here. And I'm going to just show you what exactly confidence means. All right, I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to demonstrate to you. No matter how ridiculous this performance could be, as long as you have confidence, you're going to win. All right. So here's a bell. Here's a trick. Wait, hold on. I'm going to talk about audience etiquette right now. So basically, as audiences, the word etiquette means manners. So as audiences, there are only two choices whenever you see a performer on stage bowing. Choice number one, you could clap your hands as loud as possible. Or second, you stand up, and then you clap your hands as loud as possible. So we're going to do this all together, all right? Thank you. Well, we're going to do this all again. All right, so I'm going to talk about confidence. Whenever you have this confidence, no matter how ridiculous this could be, as long as you have confidence, you win, all right? Yeah, thank you. Right, so lesson 4, confidence could make you everything when you're on stage. Basically, no matter how ridiculous this could be. All right, so I hope that throughout these 4 different activities, you've learned something, and then I'm just going to sum it up. Here are the 4 lessons today. Probably in the future, you're not going to, perform as ridiculous as I am on the stage or something. There's not going to be a chance for you to do that, probably. But I'm just going to give you these 4 different lessons, and I'm going to sum it up right here. So probably, in the future, you're going to perform with something. I hope that these 4 tips are going to bring some benefit to you. So first one, stay hungry and curious. I want you to stay hungry and curious, and you're definitely going to find something interesting. And second, laugh as much as you could. You have to laugh at first so that you're convinced that your audiences are going to laugh. Then lesson 3, you can control anything. Right, when you're on stage, when you're a performer, you're supposed to control all that. And then lesson 4, confidence could make you everything. Well, at the time I was preparing for this specific slide, I was thinking about maybe these 4 tips, these 4 lessons are not just for performing. I think they're also about lives, right? So, stay hungry and curious. You're definitely going to find something that's interesting. And secondly, I know that we've had all the tech talks except one. We've had lots and lots of tech talks talking about like futures, talking about passion, talking about overthinking, and talking about all those sort of stuff. That could be a result of some failures in life, some of the difficulties that you have. So really, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you that. Whenever you could laugh as much as you could. Then lesson 3, you can control anything. I want you to believe this. Man like me could control like at least 2 volunteers and all of you to clap for me. So what can you not control, right? So like lesson 4, you have the confidence, and whenever you have the confidence, you become everything. All right. So now I'm going to talk about what exactly perform means to me. So it's about giving and taking. So I've always loved to perform, especially in a whole group of people. Normally I get nervous, get scared, and still now I still am a little bit nervous. You could tell that. But it's about giving my talents and giving all the things that I have to the audiences, while at the same time receiving their interactions, no matter it's whether you clap, you laugh, or something, or maybe you volunteered or something. So I just want to say that I'm very, very grateful to be here performing and show you my passion and all that. Remember what we talked about back that eye on the first slide, the first trick basically. Well, by the way, that's not picture. So performing is something that is, well, to me, actually something very interesting. It's, it only happens when there's this performer and audiences. When the two parties are together, will performance complete. So it's never going to happen if there's just me performing on stage. It must have you. So I just want to say that you completed this performance to me, and it means a lot to me. Sadly, I'm actually in my 4th year here in university, whereas most of you here are in the 3rd grade, right? Yeah, so I've always loved performing, and sadly today showcased my very last performance, I guess, throughout my student career. And that's why that video, that camera over there is trying to capture all these moments that I have in my life. And I'm pretty grateful to have all of you here as my audience today, even though you didn't laugh too much. So I'm just, yeah, laugh as much as you could. All right, so again, I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be here, and I wish, and I believe that this very last performance is going to be something memorable in my entire life. And so just before I say thank you and bow, I want to remind you about this thing. We're not talking about audience etiquette. I'm not talking about all that right now, but I'm going to just give you this 2 choices. You've got 2 choices. No matter what, you got to choose, all right? You got these 2 choices in your mind, all right? Thank you. Thank you.
Good, so can we start with any questions, comments?
Yeah.
Thank you, and I think it's a very good performance right there. And I want to ask, have you ever think of like going up the stage of the like 2-3 comedy or something?
Well, actually, before I actually planned on that, but because I was, well, even though I told you to be confident and when you're on stage, you're everything, but there's still inside me that says that maybe I'm not capable enough or something. So, well, I was planning that on my, like bucket list for my entire life. I'm probably going to give it a try someday, but still it didn't happen yet. Yeah, probably in the future. Yeah.
I think you should try it. You are very
Thank you. Well, I'm worried about the audience's feedback, so yeah.
That is a good performance, and I want to ask you, how do you train your humors?
Actually, last night when I was preparing for this certain TED Talk, I was also trying to rehearse some of the questions in my mind, and this was one. And I think that it was actually, I would say, like, I was born this way, but not like genetically you're humorous. Well, I'm not saying that I was born to have this humorous in my genes or something. It's more about, in the family and the environment that I had. Because I think my dad, I think back when I was at home, he usually says, tell dad jokes. Yeah, so like, I'm not saying that the jokes, whether they are good or bad, I'm not judging on that. It's just, I just want to say that this is actually something that provides me with those thinking. And it's like training, it's like working out. Yeah, so whenever you're at home, you're receiving all these dad jokes and all those jokes and humors all around, you're going to train your mind into being able to tell jokes. And I guess that's how I was trained. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
I do really appreciate your interactive presentation and your performance. And but I'm wondering what's like the best performance that you have done in your entire student career.
Well, okay. I guess these performances are not really like performance. It's mostly like giving these sort of presentations, and especially in a student career, a student setting, it's more about giving some presentations. And so I don't really have this sort of performance, but I really had one that I feel myself as like iconic one that it was like actually it was like on the third grade or second grade or the third grade of my university, and there was this marketing course that we have to present a whole new brand, and I made the whole classroom in laughter, so I was like pretty proud of myself. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Murphy.
If your audience don't want to have reaction to you,
Yeah.
will you feel not confident, like reduce your confidence?
Well, actually, yes. When I was talking about my biggest fear is when people don't get my jokes. So, you know, it's actually very frustrating when you're on stage and you're trying to tell a joke and nobody's reacting to that. And yes, I do. I mean, that has always been something, some sort of a problem to me. But I just guess that I still have those sort of passion into at least finishing, completing this performance on my own. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Just one question left.
Yeah.
How long have you like prepared for this one?
All right. So I thought, you know, initially I was going to do this on the first week, whereas you started first. Well, I'm happy with that. Now on the second week, well, it was the Qingming stuff. So we went on a holiday. Now on the third week, unfortunately, that was postponed. Well, actually, a part of that is because of me. I didn't want to do that last week. So in total, it's like about a month. But I wouldn't say that for every day, every single day I worked it on. And it's like, I guess it's like every time when I know that I have to perform. So it's like 3 times. But in every single time, it's not about like going through the slides one single time for 3 times. It's like going several times. And that counts as 1 time, so there's like 3 times. Yeah. Usually I don't prepare for that long. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Will we appear on your YouTube channel or something, or you just put that video in your phone?
Initially I was thinking about maybe I should do a little bit editing because I'm going to take this tape. And I was thinking about maybe you could have some interactions with me, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case today. So, well, yeah, that was something that I was trying to ask you. Like, if I were to be able to edit these 2 videotapes together, does anyone feel inappropriate or something that you just don't feel like being uploaded or something? If that's the case, please tell me. I really need to know that. Otherwise, I'm going to post it. Yeah.
On your YouTube channel?
He's not.
Yeah, like what?
He's not. No.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You can share your YouTube channel together.
I wasn't planning to do that anyway. Yeah.
I think maybe you can put like some pen on their face, like.
No, I think that's going to make it weird. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess most of us will be happy, yeah, to be in your video.
Thank you.
Okay, so any other questions or comments? Okay, I think I really appreciate how you try to really share with us the tips for performing. But I wonder, because sometimes when you perform,
Yeah.
you may encounter some accidents, right? Maybe unexpected things happen. For example, maybe the projector doesn't work, or maybe the audience does not respond to your performance
Yeah.
In the way you expected.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with accidents or unexpected situations?
I guess, like in general, I think for like 90% of these certain incidents that happens during the performance, I will be able to handle, because there's got to be a solution or something that pops out in my mind. I don't know why, and I really couldn't explain that. It's probably because I've been on stage for like several times, and I have those sort of experience or something, and then some sort of solutions just come to me. But there's still got like 10% of the chance that there's got to be something that is like out of control or something. Like for real, I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with that, but I guess I'll still, continue my performance. Yeah.
So has this ever happened to you? So you encounter something unexpected?
Well, I guess like most of the time, it was me which was the problem. So back in the times when I was like hosting a show or something, and then whenever some humorous thoughts that pops out in my mind, I would not follow the script that is written. I was just say whatever I want to say, and usually that is like I normally receive good interactions. Yeah. So I guess like no, not really. Yeah.
Good.
I have one more.
Yeah.
I'm
Sure.
curious why you asked us, do we have girlfriends?
Oh, because I was trying to do the trick, like, I miss you. Yeah.
We didn't get
You didn't get it.
Yeah.
I was freaking nervous.
So maybe there's something unexpected.
Yeah. Well, of course that was, because actually before this performance, I did the same slide with some of my friends. And the feedback was, like, better. Yeah. I was just trying to make sure that the quality is, like, good. Yeah. Thank you.
Right in, so let's give Wilson some big hand.